So if it's red, he gets powered up from it, and that lets him use attacks. But if I can change the attribute of his soup, then I can make it Mirage, and it'll do damage when he eats it instead.
Like I said, it's an experimental boss rush.
Yep, a little bit.
It's like these are just game theories that they decided
And if I mess
to push
up,
out.
it becomes really difficult to get it to work right. Because it's just one of those weird things. And it's so finicky. Like, you have to get it just right, because if you don't do it correctly, you're not going to have the right amount of attribute in there. And the enemies are kind of random, so sometimes they like, enemies that you want on the right side don't show up correct. And sometimes you can punch them straight through the bowl, like I just did.
And he's taken some damage, but it's very small.
Yeah, he took a little bit of damage because I was able to change the attribute properly. But it's not enough damage to actually, like, hurt him very much, and he takes very little damage as time goes on.
I'd like to point something out.
Yeah.
They're changing the color back when they throw that stuff in, so the crabs and leeks and stuff are also mirages. So in theory, that means pink, just all of the like plant and wildlife is also split. It's not just the people and these weird robot things.
So he's doing this thing, and this is the only real attack that he has. And I'm supposed to avoid it, but it doesn't do a lot of damage. Oh, hell, I fell.
It was doing mana damage.
Yeah, it does mana damage, which is the problem. I want to not take mana damage, if I can help it. And if... oh, hell. Like, you see what I mean when I say it drags on. This is a fucking hard boss for me, because it doesn't involve punching or shooting. It just involves me kind of... I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna have to switch, just in case. But it involves me having to deal with the boss just being an annoying pile of shit. And I just, it's tedious and it's awful and I hate it. And it doesn't help that I can't jump when I'm holding enemies. I can only hold them. Yeah, I can only hold them, I can only hit them forward, up, or back. And if I hit them up and if the pot's too high, I can knock them in with the gun. But it's really awkward to do, and it's starting to get to the point where he's maybe going to try the soup again, and if it's not blue, I'm not doing any damage to him. He only tries it every so often. Absolute nightmare of a boss.
Yep, the theories don't always work.
Yeah, it's not my favorite boss, I'm gonna say that.
Like, I think the problem is the setup, that you've got these really narrow platforms, and the maneuverability is not very good, and also that.
Damage. So now he's gonna do this again, and I'm gonna have to do this, which is still gonna drain my mana, and honestly, if he gets any serious hits in again, I'm just gonna kill myself so that I can get all of my mana back without having to lose all of it. We'll see.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna do it there. I was kind of holding my breath.
No, because if he does it again, I'm straight up just gonna, like, jump off. He should be able to not do it for a bit, and he's probably gonna damage himself, because the soup should be blue for a little while. Ah, there it is. Immediately I jinxed myself.
Yeah. If they gave you better platforms and had a better pattern for the enemies coming up, this could be really interesting. As it is, it's just frustrating.
Yeah, it's just a really tedious, long fight.
And that soup doesn't look that good.
No. And the more damage you do to him, like the more blue that the soup is, the more damage is dealt. So if the soup is like... oh no. Oh no, here
Is there
it comes.
a limited amount of guys?
No, like I said, it's kind of random, so you kind of don't have any control over, like, whether or not they're gonna spawn on your side.
Oh, by the way, the reflector button and the grab button are the same button.
Yeah,
it's
so
annoying.
if you see me doing weird reflectors, it's because I'm trying to pick things up, and they're not quite within range.
Oh man, he's down to 4.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say this is a weird make or break moment, because this boss takes so long to kill.
Yeah.
And at certain points later
him.
it like with this explicitly, it gets to the point where you will have him down to like 4 damage and just hope that he isn't hitting you. Because you were doing so little damage all throughout.
Well, now they're just jumping in. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, well, I wish they would have done that earlier.
Yeah.
Alright. So, I've beaten Rich McSauce Pants.
Sauce pants. I like that.
Yeah.
McSauce pants.
McSauce Pants.
Richard McSauce pants.
And we're sitting in his soup, which had tofu in it, by the way. I think that was meant to be miso soup, but I'm not 100%
Yeah, I like
sure.
miso soup. I'm hungry now.
And now we've got this weird flow of soup.
Delicious.
Which isn't entirely explained, because where did all this soup come from? It just exploded out of the side of the building.
Well, we piled a lot of pumpkin into it.
I guess, but
it's pumpkin soup.
It's pink soup. It's not blue soup.
I don't know. They had a lot of like pink crabs and leeks to throw in.
I guess that's possible. So Makanon cleared. So these are the different areas. These are not the cities specifically, because like for this particular city, it was Media City, and before that it was a cute little town. So the actual area itself is called Machanon, which I have to admit does sound like a biblical name now that I say it out loud.
Yeah, they're probably something.
Yeah. Considering we've got things like Gehenna, I believe, is the machine that follows you around. Ooh, are we about to enter
Edo?
Well, you might create a trapped nexus just as Zohar did, or simply break into this nexus and attack. Yes. This, I think, is where Edo was the last time it was seen.
Okay.
Is the argument for that. So, we'll see. I like your style. Yes, I have faith in you, whether you save this world or let it perish. So Bug is basically throwing all of his faith in you, and he's like, you know what? Regardless of what happens, regardless of what you choose, I trust your choice.
So if we decide to destroy the world, then he's cool.
He's cool with it because he thinks that that would probably be the right thing to do, I guess.
Is it just that he's seeing all these fights and being like, man, look at all these dicks I live with?
A little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
By the way, based on my performance going through here...
Also, look at that art.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
She's getting kind of grim.
Yeah. But based on my performance so far and how well I'm doing based on, just talking and playing at the same time, I said that this game has like 5 endings. I am going to go for, I think, the ending that has the easiest boss on it.
Oh, you get to choose?
Yeah, there's difficulties for the boss, and if you know which route you're taking, you can shoot for different difficulties. So I'm going to shoot for easy.
Look at his mouth. It's blue on the inside?
A date with an angel. Yeah, it's blue inside, and he's got like a weird shape to it. I don't understand him.
Oh, he's trying to get rid of our brain buddy.
Somebody's trying to turn off our guy. Activating firewall.
Got that bleh face?
He's trying to hack her program. But then we get that thing out there in the distance.
That's interesting. The way they did that.
You like ball bosses?
When did I say I liked ball bosses?
You remember Treasure?
Yeah, they made Mischief Makers.
Does anybody remember Treasure? I think they made Mischief Makers.
Yeah,
I could be wrong
pretty
about that.
sure.
I might not be 100%.
Well, that game's 100% made of balls.
So, these guys are great. They're both goats. And they've got very clearly different faces going on.
A barren, lonesome place stripped of a hope, faith, and belief.